Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we are from group 1. We would like to present about the analysis in the use of funny metaphor in Instagram's captions. Next. And it consists of introduction, previous studies, methodology, and findings. Next. Next. Yeah. As we can see that many Indonesians use Instagram for funny events, and people have a high interest in taking pictures whenever and wherever they are. Therefore, they usually upload images and write captions for photos tagged by the public on Instagram. The society will also adapt the situation, and the aim is to allow writers in the written language to choose the variation used. Figuratively speaking is one way to create language variations. And there are so many funny accounts that are liked by the community that we can find on Instagram. And we can find them from most of the largest and most popular accounts. For example, aureceh.id. And based on the Lakoff and Johnson 2003 stated that metaphor is often not only figurative or only in the work of literature, but also in our daily life. Furthermore, the Lakoff and Johnson see that the use of the term is a concrete term, is a term A or concrete term B is an expression metaphorical one. The metaphors like that what is called a metaphor conceptual, as in, for example, argumentation is war, and he strikes at the weakest point of the argument. For example, the criticism is right on the target, and your claim cannot be defended. Next. And the metaphor is a figure of speech comparing the position of two things being the same or comparable because both of them are almost the same meaning. And the Karaf said that the metaphor is kind of analogy that compares to things directly. And based on the above understanding, it means metaphors are often used in everyday life consciously or unconsciously. And one of the metaphorical theories that supports this statement is the theory of conceptual metaphor. And we also examined the phenomenon of the use of conceptual metaphors in Instagram caption by the public on the aureceh.id account. And the researchers analyzed the types of conceptual metaphors commonly used in Instagram captions by community on millennial aureceh.id account based on Lakoff and Johnson's theory of metaphors. And the next slide will be presented by my friends.
Well, the next is previous study. There was two previous study for this research. The first is conducted by Anna Piata and published on Journal of Pragmatists. But the title is When Metaphor Becomes a Joke, Metaphor Journeys from Political Ads to Internet Memes. This analysis shows that metaphor and humor serve the particular rhetorical goals of election campaign advertising and political satire. Metaphor through the evaluative frames, it evokes and humor through its targets and its function as a means of criticism. Next. And the second previous study is conducted by Dian Pranesti and published on International Seminar on Language Maintenance and Shift. The title Metaphor Mapping in Indonesian Political Internet Memes. This study was analyzed the metaphor has set of mapping between the source domain and target domain in the process of making. This article will reveal the common issue talked by Indonesian netizens, especially about their political matters from two Facebook accounts, Meme Politik Indonesia and Humor Politik Indonesia.
Okay, so the next one is the method used in this research. So this research uses a qualitative research method since the data is shown or representative in the word form of the captions rather than the numerical data forms. We found a total of 16 sentences that contains funny metaphor and decided to analyze 6 of them. The source of our data is from various Instagram accounts. The data type of this research is captions and sentences that we saw had funny metaphor in them, and we analyzed the data based on the previous conducted studies about this topic.
Okay, so the next is the findings. We found some example from the data. Here are the first example. Spionnya bisa melihat masa lalu. Masa lalu here is revert to jalan, and masa lalu is the target domain, then jalan is the source domain. Why? Because they are both seen or have both been true. And then the next is belum bisa mengendalikan elemen air pada dirinya. Elemen air here revert to air seni, air kencing, or urine, and the element air as a target domain and air seni as source domain. Both domains are liquids. And then the next is cumi-cumi darat. Cumi-cumi as target domain and asap kendaraan as source domain. On the plains, the vehicle smoke can be metaphorically like a squid that is issuing black ink. And then the next is mesin ATM sedang berbicara. Mesin ATM as a target domain and manusia as a search domain, because both of them have something in common, namely that they can make money. And then the next is double kill, that refers to bad luck that occurs in a row. And then lama-lama gua gulung nih jalan. Gulung jalan here refer to the impossibility of happening. The sentence was said when we are very irritated. I think that's all the presentation from our group. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.